Okay, so now we're going to get to the meat of the system here, and that is to use what people are looking for to put content on our site and attract the visitors to our site. And then we'll get into monetization after that. But we need to have interesting content on there first. So on the front page here, we briefly went through this before, but we have United States here and we have our categories. This is actually what you want. You want United States and all categories here. Now let's go over to the sidebar here, and then let's go to trending searches. Now this is showing us what is trending right now. So the first one, Rick Ross, and you'll see there's a little bar here that says 50,000 plus searches. Next we have Netflix stock, and you'll see 50,000 plus searches. Now if you look over here, we have Explore in Depth. Click on that. And this is showing the trend for this Rick Ross. So you'll see that we have some interest here, and then all of a sudden a spike today, and it's going down. Okay, so this is telling you the interest over time, the region of interest. Okay, and then it's giving you some states here as well, and then related searches. Now, if you look here, you have search terms, and that's what we're on now. You can also do locations, which we saw before, and time ranges. Okay, so this is just narrowing down what's already on there. So if we look here now, you're seeing over time, this is a longer period of time, the interest in this topic. Okay, and there's our regional again, and related searches. Okay, so this is some useful information that you can also look at. Okay, so back to trending searches. If we click on these, you can see in Google News what this is all about. So Rick Ross and bodyguard arrested on kidnapping assault charges. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create an article on your blog about each of these trending topics here. Okay, so this is showing how many there are so far today, and then this is yesterday, and then you can load more if you want. So start with today's and get those on there first. So let's just do an example here. So let's have a look at the article. Now we're not going to be wanting to plagiarize this. We just want to read the article, get the gist of it, and then put it on our site. So let's go over here and let's go to posts and add new. Now we're going to want to use categories and tags, and we haven't set any up yet, but the great thing is that we can do that on the fly. If we roll down a little bit, we can add categories and tags right here. So we're going to be doing that. So what we want to do is get the title we want and put it in here. Okay, so there's the title. And you'll see here, remember we set our permalink, so that's what this is doing. It's giving us a search engine friendly URL. Let's click this here. This is the kitchen sink to bring up the rest of our editor. Then what you want to do is summarize the article or go through and look at some other articles and put that inside here as well. Okay, so I got an image of them there, and you can click on the image and you can edit it, and you can do some things in here. So have it aligned left and link to none. So you can do some other things in here, but I got the image in there. And then you go ahead and put your article in as well. Okay, so I put an article in here, and there we go. Now the next thing we want to do is go over here, and we want to add a new category and put in a category in here that makes sense. So I'm going to say celebrities. And then we're going to add. Okay, so we'll be able to choose this next time if we're doing another one on celebs. Down here, we can put the same thing in for tags, or we can use a different tag. So let's use his name. So Rick Ross. And we could also put in celebrities here if we want, but we don't really need it when we have the category. Now remember about the all-in-one SEO plugin. Now we can put the keywords in down here that we want. So for the keyword, let's just put in the title that we used. And the description. And then we can put in the keyword as well. And that's all we need there. Okay, so we're ready to post this now. So we'll just hit publish. Now let's go have a look at our site. And we now have our first post on here. And there it is. So there's our recent articles there. We have archives and categories. We don't have a tag thing in here. We could put the tags in as well. So let's go over here to widgets. Then we could put the tag cloud in. Okay, so that'll do it there. Just having a look. So now we have our tags down here. Okay, so let's go back and go back to Google Trends again. And then we would do the same thing for the next one and the next one and so on and so on. So you can do as many of these a day as you can fit in. Now that's just one part of it. The next thing we want to do is go over here, and then we want to go to trending on YouTube. And what we want to do is put these on our site as well. So let's click on this. Okay, so what we want to do is put this video on our site as long as it has an embed. So you'll see share here and embed. So we can put this embed code on. So what we want to do is take this, do copy, back over here. Now we want to go to posts, add new. We want to paste the title in here. Now we want to go back and we want to get the embed code, which is here. Copy this back to our site here. Now we need to go into text here and then just paste this in. Okay, and then this is going to be under celebrities again. And then we can take this guy's name. And then put it under tags and add. Then again with our all-in-one SEO, so you should fill that all out. And then we're going to publish. Now we could also add a category to it called videos. So let's add a new category and call it video or videos. Okay, and let's just update. So we're going to be building our site up with articles and videos. So let's go and have a look now. Okay, so here is our video, and here is our article, and then over here we have celebrities and videos. So you see how this is working out here? Here's our tags. So we're getting content on here. Let's go back to Google Trends again. So we're going to do this with several of the top videos as well. Next, let's go to Top Charts. And this gives us some ideas of the type of things people are searching on by categories. So we have athletes and who they're searching on in athletes, Canadian teams, Canadians, celebrities, diet, federal politics, and so on. You'll see that there's different things that we can do in here. So for instance, let's go to athletes and Michael Schumacher, however you say it. Okay, so trending athletes, Michael Schumacher. If you click on this here, explore in depth. Okay, and it's given us his interest over time as well. The region, so this region is Canada, and the related searches. So these gives you some other ideas of things that you can put on your site as well. But we've been through the main ones. We want to go to trending searches, and we want to be writing articles on these, and we want to be putting trending videos on those every day as well. Okay, so once you have some content on there, the next thing you're going to want to do is monetize your site. And we're going to do that in the next video. But before we go, let's have a look at what our site looks like in the responsive design now. So here's what it looks like on a web browser. Now let's bring it up on a smartphone. Okay, so here we are on the smartphone. Here's each of our articles. We click on the article. Now keep in mind that this is an emulator, so it isn't quite showing things exactly how they'll show up. But there's our replies. Here's our menu here. So we have our recent articles, our archives, our categories, and our tags. Okay, so we got everything going correctly now. We have our site designed. It looks good. We have some content on it. So now what we're going to do is monetization. We'll do that next. Now we're going to look at monetization. We're going to be using passive monetization. So that's going to involve AdSense or some other pay-per-click service. So let's go to plugins and add new. Okay, so what the plugin we want is the one that was actually created by Google, called Google AdSense. So let's install now. So this one will put ads on your site. It'll be optimized for mobile devices if you're using a mobile device, and it will be optimized for your web browser when you're on a computer. Okay, so now what we need to do is go to settings for that. And then we go into AdSense. Now, fortunately, Google makes this really easy if you already have an AdSense account. All you have to do is go get started here. Then you need to sign in to your AdSense account if you already have one. Otherwise, you're going to have to get one first before you can do this part. So I'm going to sign into my AdSense account here. So now it's going to verify that you actually are the owner of this site. Okay, and then it comes back. And it's verifying the site now using Webmaster Tools. Okay, and here we go. So it gives you a little information about this. Now the great thing is that it can be used all automatically. You don't actually have to do anything. So let's go automatic mobile ads. And then we want to go over to manage ads here. And what it's going to do is analyze the site by itself and then it's going to figure out where ads can go, or where it thinks ads should be. Okay, so it says analysis complete, and it found space to show ads. So let's click got it. Okay, so it's showing you it's going to put an ad here. And okay, so if we're happy with all that, let's just save. So ads are saved and activated, and if we now refresh our site, now the ads aren't going to come up right away because it hasn't crawled our site yet, but once it's finished crawling, we will start seeing ads pop up in the ad spaces that it's determined where we can have ads. Okay, so simple as that, you have AdSense on there. Now you don't have to use the automatic ad placement, you can do it manually in that plugin as well. Okay, so that's one sort of monetization you can put in. The other one is to use CPA networks. So something like Max Bounty, for instance. So when you have your site set up, you can go to one of these networks and you can apply there if you don't already have one, if you don't already have an account, and then you can start putting CPA ads on there. The ones that convert the best are usually just an email submit. Okay, so you can use any type of PP, so you can use any type of CPA network that you want. You don't have to use Max Bounty, it just happens to be the one that I use. Okay, so then we can go and have a look through here, and what we want to do is find something that are going to interest most people. Usually when you get something with a lower amount for a lead, that's going to be something fairly simple for them to do, like fill out an email. If it's something like $80 or a very high amount, it's probably something to do with the sale. So you're going to want to stick with one of the ones that are lower. You'll see here that the EPC, these are how well they're converting. So you can sort these by clicking on here, and that'll sort it in the order of the highest converting to lowest converting, and vice versa if you click it again. Okay, so this is the highest to lowest EPC. So you can find the ones that are going to fit you the best in here by looking here and looking at what you have over here. And you want to be trying to use the ones that are going to convert well on a news type site. So these aren't people that are looking to buy. So keep that in mind. And then just look through and find one that you like. Now you can narrow it down further by coming up here to categories and picking something out of here that will more closely match. Now email submits are a good one, so let's click on that and narrow that down a bit. Okay, and then we have this sorted by EPC for email submits. Okay, so just find one here that you want to put on your site. I'm going to have a look at this iPhone 5S one here. So it pays $210, and it shows you up here what traffic type you're allowed. So it says mobile and banner are allowed. Okay, so we can go and have a look at what this looks like now. So we can click here to look at the landing page. And here it is here. Okay, so that all looks good to you. You can go ahead and get your code and we'll put it on there. Okay, so down at the bottom we can select the creative type. So a banner or a text links. Let's go to banners. So there's a 120 by 600, 160 by 600. So just pick the type that you want here. I'm going to go with a 300 by 250 and get the tracking code. And then I can just put this on my site. So copy back to our site. Now we need to determine where we're going to put it now. Let me just refresh this. Okay, so here's our AdSense ads down the left side here. Okay, so I want to put it up here, so I'm going to go into dashboard, and I'm going to actually have to modify the code of the site a little bit, so I can go to appearance and editor. And then I'm going to go to the header, which is the part right at the top. Okay, and then what I want to do is put it where the site content is. So I'm going to put it right under here and see how it looks. Go to the site and see, and there it is right there. Okay, so we could put some HTML in there to center it if we want. But you'll see now that we have the ad here and we have our ads on this side. So that's really all there is to monetizing it. There are other ways as well. If you want to explore them, you can try affiliate links and so on. But this is the passive way. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is traffic, and we'll do that in the next video. Now we're going to talk about how we start getting traffic to our site. Now remember, we are creating our site so that it is of interest to people right now because of what are trending in the searches. So having it on social media is going to be what's going to get you a lot of traffic because that is what people are going to be looking for. Okay, so what you want to do, first of all, is we need to put a social plugin on the site. So let's go to plugins and add new. This is so people can social bookmark our site and share it. And now we want to type in here social. Okay, and this is when we want social media feather. What this does is it will put icons on there for sharing and for following. And that's important because we want both of those, and I'll get to that in a sec, but let's activate the plugin. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a Facebook account, a Twitter account, and a Google Plus account if you want for this particular site. You probably already have them for other things, but you want to create one specifically for this site, and then you want to attach this social media plugin to that. So let's go down to settings and social media. Okay, so then you need to set this up the way you want it. You can probably just leave it at the defaults for the most part, but there's a lot of things in here that you can change. So these have to do with the positioning, where it's going to show up on the post. This is going to show either the sharing or the follow or both, depending on how you set it up. And then you can customize the look down here. So this is regular, you have a gray fade effect, and so on. So you can set these all the way you want. And then down here, we have our icon sizes, resolutions, and when we go down further, we put in our Facebook sharing URL, our Twitter service. So there's all our Twitter stuff, and here's our Google Plus. Okay, if you have Reddit, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Tumblr, so all of these things, you can put these all in there if you want, or any combination thereof. Okay, so set that up the way you want and save your changes. All right, let's go have a look at our site now. I haven't really set this up properly, but we should be able to see it showing up here. Okay, so here they are. Okay, and part of the markup in there is for sharing and for following. So this is share, and this is find us or follow us. Okay, so you can set the markup on there as is needed. But these are important because once we get traffic on here, it's important that we get the people to follow us as well so that they will be able to get any updates when we post to this site every day. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is you need to be posting to all of those social media accounts. So make sure that you post to all those social media accounts every day with hashtags that have to do with the post that you have put on your site. So after every post, you want to go and do a tweet and a Facebook post, Google Plus, Pinterest, and LinkedIn, or wherever else you want to post it. And then the last thing you want to do is go to StumbleUpon and stumble the post. That way it'll show up to random people, and of course it's going to be of interest because of trending topics. Okay, so this is an important part because it'll get you traffic immediately. So we start stumbling just to show you how it works here. Okay, and you can sign up, you can connect it to your Facebook account, and you could use the one that you just set up for your new site, or you can sign up using your email address. If you already have one, then you can just log in. Okay, now I'm not going to go through too much about StumbleUpon, but you basically set up an account and then you can share the page. So what we would do is go back to our site here, and then we would go to the post we want to share. We're not going to do this site-wide, we do this post-wide. So every time we make a post, we get the URL by going to the page and then copying it from the browser bar. Then we go back to StumbleUpon, put the web page address in here. If it's WorkSafe, select an interest. Okay, so for this one, celebrities is a good one. But whatever it is, you want to get the appropriate one out of here. Okay, add tags. So we could put the name of the person in there that the video's on. So Enrique may dance. Okay, and then a description here, which is optional. So we'll copy that, paste, and add the page. Okay, so this will start getting traffic as it goes through the StumbleUpon network. As people go through Stumble, they'll like it or dislike it, and you'll start getting traffic from that. Okay, so that's how you do it. We've been through all the steps, so all you have to do now that you have everything set up is make daily posts on the topics and the videos that are appropriate. Make sure that every time you make a post, you go and stumble it and tweet on it, put it in Facebook and any other social network you're using. And that's going to get you lots of traffic to your site and clicks on your ads and some leads through your CPA offers.